Hello, chatters. How y'all been? What have y'all been up to? I've been up to being in Block Wars. Hello, Bluish Bubbles. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Also from the recording stream, EJ Bluey and Lexio Live. Thank you for the follows when we were doing the escape room recording. But hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Hope y'all are well. Today's Wednesday, and we're going to be doing a little bit of breakdown of the escape room, and then also Block Wars. Block Wars Brawl to be exact, because chat, I'm in Block Wars. My team's in Block Wars, and I am so happy and excited to play Block Wars. How y'all been? What have y'all been up to? A little bit of server lag. Yippee! Oh, let's keep it going, and someone died there. Quickly, let me just pull up Twitter real quick. Well, real quickly. Bwop. Like the mountain in Pokemon and started playing Balatro. Oh, we lost Nerdy, everyone. We lost Nerdy. Wednesday? Ooh, interesting. But if I just quickly just go right here and I Bwop. Look, chat. It's us and Twiggy and Jaw and Liam and Fanity. We are Purple Phantoms. We got 2 weeks. Actually, a week and a half. A week and a half. To train like we've trained never before. The escape room video might be getting on a little bit of on a pause. I kind of knew that was going to be expected, but it's just like a one-time thing. Escape room can wait for a little bit. But yes, we got picked. We got substitute team A as well. Really cool application video. I like their application video a lot when I saw it. So I'm glad they're in. And we also got sub team B, which I actually know a few people from this substitute. Also really good video. Very nice. But yes, chat, we are going into the Lions then. We are going to be an uphill battle we are the underdogs in this situation. Because we got a verse Red Comets, which is already this is a high comp event. It was already supposed to be a high comp event. We got Red Team. We got Orange Team. We got Yellow. I'm going up against my coach from Rising. I'm going against Purple. It's now Master versus the Student. We got Giants for Green Giants. A lot of crazy PvP teams. We got a full Spanish team, which is honestly kind of insane and cool. Also crazy at PvP in Minecraft. We got Blue Bandits, which is like one of the most mechanical teams here. Like these 3 people here, 3 players. Fine, nerdy, silver, different kind of nerdy, not the nerdy from chat, but a different nerdy. Just for they are all 3 very mechanically skilled and understand speedrunning and such. So they're 3 really good players, as well as Callum CPK and Quite. So like strong blue team. And then you got us. Probably the most balanced out of everyone on this roster. And then you got Pink, Shane Firebreathman, Hannah Rose, Minotac, Jessix, and Shlongernee. Crazy. Oh, my Twitch payout. I just got a notification that my Twitch payout's just been processed. Yippee money for once a month. Like, I know I have a chance. My team, okay, genuinely, like, no lie, we do all have a chance to actually pop off in this event. We just have to play very well. But before we go into any actual practice with block for Block Wars, I want to actually break down. Where's my epidemic sounds? But I want to break down the escape room. Give you all a little bit of like behind the scenes. Behind the scenes for this. And like actually explain the whole process of this and go through each room for it. The optimal route tutorial, yes. So there's actually some things that were changed at first as well. So fun little fact, this little music discs that are in each room were basically just fun little dialogues that I did that I wanted to just like bring more to the experience of the escape room, not just me like doing it, but have a little voice, having a little like it coming through a radio signal. And it's not supposed to be pure German. I want to clarify that. It's not supposed to be pure German, but it takes some of the German dialect and some of the German accent and adds to it, because the character that I wanted, that I took inspiration from when I did these music discs, right? And I did the resource pack, was Richtofen from Call of Duty Zombies, but not as crazy and psychotic. So taking like that as the base and then change it with other like Central European meshes here and there, and that's the voice that you get. Because like for example, the main two things that I took out of the German dialect is paper. The German dialect doesn't use like the isn't like aren't as harsh on their endings for words. So paper, it's not the it's like more of an ah. As well as they don't say their a's like paper, it's paper. It's like that. Or that. As well as any W. The W's, when Germans learn English, because I actually did my research when I do this, I don't just go randomly into this. Germans that learn English, some of them, their W's turn into V's. So wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful, you for. Together, paper. You kind of yeah, wonderful. Yep, exactly. So work is work. You also work together. It's like that's those little bits, and I took other like Central European bits here and there, and I just put it together. So that's what you did. So that's what the music discs are for. That's what this is. So now let's actually get into the escape room of it all. So this is the escape room. Very fun. I'm actually gonna put the audio down a bit more. Very fun mechanics. I honestly generally think every room was really good except for that fourth room. I think I should have dialed it back on the fourth room a bit, but I wanted it to reach the 2-hour mark, and I knew I needed to have something that stalls them long enough. It's just that was a pain, but we'll get to that point. But this room, each room, each little stasis pod that they start in was specifically designed for them. The order was intentionally designed in a way for this. So, here's how it can work. Basically, Scott, if Owen doesn't use F5, Scott can notice the button that's right there. Scott then can tell Owen, hey, there is a button here for you. Owen presses that button, which releases Scott's chamber. Now Scott is in play here. the thing with this is originally this bookshelf wasn't here. It was actually just a stair or like a trapdoor here with just that. But it was very obvious, and I'm like, I can't do that. I have to make it a bit more complicated for Scott. So this was like a last minute thing. So I changed some of the background to make it very hard to see normally. To see from Scott's chamber. Yes. No, exactly. Like if you don't use it's right there. It's very, very, you have to like notice something. Next time I do another escape room, if they all want to do another one, I'll make it easier, but also probably will not allow F5 just for that reason. But yes, basically Owen was the last person to get out, and there's a reason for that. One, this man has made escape rooms IRL before. He has played Scott's escape rooms before. He's also, when it comes to a challenge, he will put the most effort into it. So I have to basically keep him the one that can't do anything. Or he's going to figure it out very, very fast if he can try to do something. So that leaves the 3 left, right? And I can't do Beck or Eloise because they haven't really done escape rooms to this level, or never done an escape room, so I'll use Scott. And Scott makes the escape rooms, and Scott is good at escape rooms. So this is what comes to here. Basically, this little thing, it's a shameless plug, like and subscribe, because I'm going to use Scott's POV, and when he opens up the book, you'll see like and subscribe, and then the whole Prime sub. Which, by the way, the streamers also got Prime subs because of it. So, worked, win's a win. But all of it says under, and the reason why all the little words, right? U, the D, the R, the N, the E. It's not grammarly correct, and it spells under. You just have to rearrange the wording. So if you just purely go under, you don't see anything here. You can't see the button here. What you have to do is you have to go back and basically wedge yourself to the right, and then you'll see the button. You see how like it's very hard to see, but it's right there. It's just this line from here to here. But if from here, you don't see it at all, and you can't see it here if you're right next to it. I'm trying to right click, you can't right click at all. You have to go back and basically push yourself over to the right because of how the pot is here. So you have to be on the edge corner of underneath the trapdoor to actually see the button. See? Because if this wasn't here, you could easily like see it blends in because it's with tough on, and then it's a stone background. It's a stone wall with a stone button. So I would never see that. Yeah, exactly. So that then releases Bekyamon, and pretty much what this allows is you have the fun dynamic of the love story of Bekyamon and Super Eloise. That is pretty much in every single dynamic that they're in. And so now you just get to see, from their POVs, they just get to stare at each other. And it's a, no, let me get to my wife, or no, let me out, I can't get to my that whole thing. And then when Bekyamon gets out, then Beck can free Eloise. Like, that's the whole thing. Beck and Scott can then stand on the pressure plates, which is entirely just a very simple system. How it works is if you step on one, it doesn't go anywhere because this block isn't put here. So they need to press this redstone that pushes downwards so it actually powers into this block, which then powers the redstone signal here. That's all it does. It's nothing like super complicated, but then it just releases underneath. And then afterwards, the 3 of them in order from left to right. That's why you can see Scott will always have... Scott's button always lights up, but Eloise's doesn't, and neither does Beck's. is because it needs a signal. So how this works is because it's a redstone signal that needs to get an output from a piston. So they all push a piston, which pushes up a block, which then that block lights the redstone and then goes to the next signal and then lights up the one for over here, which then passes the signal through, which then releases Owen's way out. That's how that worked. It's entirely just a 1, 2, 3 in order from left to right. And then afterwards, they now have to actually get out. And as you saw, the two ways of getting out, well, the two buttons were the one here, which actually pushes that out, and then the other one here, which is behind all these chains that you can't get to. You have to be on the edge corner, and that's by flicking the trapdoor signal from a comparator. It's basically like you're pulling it's like you do the fake torch on the wall trick. Like, that's what the inspiration is for this. So this then lets this out, and it goes here. Welcome in, goat. But that's what that is. So you can't do them by themselves. Again, a teamwork-based effort. So doing this allows that, which then opens this up. Here to ask some questions. Can possibly answer the questions. And which still leads them into here. So, and then from here, basically, one person steps on one person steps on the other, which then opens up the Yellow Krypton. Opens up the trapdoors, or the pistons for everyone else to get through. They set their spawn, you get another little dialogue, and you enter into this room. What are my pronouns? He, him. He, him are my pronouns. I am a cis, straight, white male, as the joke runs in, in this side of the community. So, how do I feel about New Jersey? It's Jersey. Never been to it. But it's, I've known people that are from Jersey. But I've never been to Jersey. Oh, hold on. I know why. I had to turn on and off Fosabot, and I think I actually turned on one of the wrong ones. Hold on, that's a timer command. Timer. There it is. Should be away now. On deep dish pizza? I've had deep dish pizza, and it's good. It's a good pizza. Nothing crazy. Also, Corruption, thank you for the 22 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Did someone say Prime sub? Yes, this is a joke very late. No, but honestly, fair enough. Fair enough with the joke. Yeah, no, deep dish pizza, pretty good. I've had it before. I like it. I enjoy it. So yes, basically, though, they get to here. And from this point on, they now press this to open up this door. And the entirety of this goal is basically going back and forth between each other. Or what like Scott did, or what Owen did, using the... I have to now need to remember this is something that has to be changed. So this can't be done. Only if you're comfortable. High school. Never went to college, went straight into being self-employed. I've said that before on stream. But I am a certified and licensed drone pilot, so technically if you want to take that as education as well, I am illegally allowed to commercially fly drones. If you want to put that as also... Oh yeah, no, that is right. I forgot I told that story. I did an internship in high school for media production. And every college that I went to said I had everything already known that they could teach. And even one of the colleges that I went to said I could teach their classes with the knowledge that I had. I was by my senior year of high school, I was certified in my state for film and television. But anyways, back to the escape room. So this basically opens up here. And what this does is you then reset because someone has to jump here. And it's just two things actually. This opens up a block there. And then it also allows people to come this way because this pushes this out. The entirety of the goal was to get to here. So this pushes those out. And the idea was to try to enforce the tunnel vision because each portion of these little buttons here, apart from my own, probably Japan. I'll say Japan. Japan's flag is good. It's simple but good. I also just like anime, so and sushi and other Japanese history and entertainment stuff, so Japan. But yeah, basically this one pushes the block over there for that. Now the goal was to see if I can get them the tunnel vision, chat. And by that, I mean them stepping here and seeing, what does this do? Which didn't happen right away because Eloise thought about it and was like, what if we can go into here? Which you can't tell. Like, literally all of this just seems like a air vent. But if you do it right, it's just extremely dark. But it leads upwards. Yes. Okay, can I ask, what were these questions for? What are these questions for? Last question. Yes, I had multiple strong male role models growing up. But basically, do I like this emote? I think it's a good emote. I think it's cool. Nice, simple cheer emote. Yep. There's another cheer emote. But basically, once they're up here, they have to actually go this way. They have to backtrack a little bit. Because from here, this actually drains the lava. So I wanted to have a system of like draining actual lava properly while making it fun. Originally, I wanted all of these to be like you turn them all off, and I'm like, that's just going to be way too long and way too much effort for me to put into. So I was like, I'm just going to do one layer, which is here. Which then you press this button, which opens up a trapdoor there. This then just allows them to get underneath and down into a separate room. Sure, I would like to know the point of this test. Into this room. Which is a maintenance hatch and a vent release. The maintenance hatch opens up this door, and the vent release opens up here. At this point, if they didn't realize the buttons would be pressed, they would have to figure out why to press the buttons. And then they'd start trying to figure out all the buttons. Because besides decorations, these buttons actually had functionality to where they pushed invisible blocks out of the wall for them to get up. What they did is they went from button pressing and skipped over the draining portion to actually get up here properly and more effectively. From this point, they then go here, and then here, and then in. This room pretty much was one of the first ideas I had for the escape room. I'm like, I want to do like a scientific lab design. And do it in this way. Before no. I mean, you aren't really asking anything crazy. You're just asking random questions. Like, I'm an open book as long as it's not like sensitive information. I've literally told my chat pretty much everything. You didn't ban me? Yeah. We just vibe here. It's not like anything crazy. But two things I learned from this room. Next time we do an escape room, don't use pressure plates and trapped indoors because, of course, they can do this. Did you know? Random fact. Oh yes, what's another random fact that I can tell Chad that Chad has not known about me? This has been used a lot. For silly. I mean, that's true. I've told y'all about Powder Puff. I told y'all all about... See, that's a question I'll never answer. What's the question? What's something that y'all don't know about me? Oh, here's an interesting one. It's not. It's about my family lineage. If you want to go with that one. Well, Deem cat, please. Oh, you want that one? It's cat photos. That's a cat photo. So it's like 5 greats, 5 or 6. There, yes. Okay, so you'll get a cat photo on Twitter and in the Discord after stream. That's what that does. Yes, my cat's name is Jax. So it's like 5 or 6 greats, 5 or 6 greats, then grandfather. And this is mainly a US thing. But he's the one that came up with the idea of Columbus Day. Or the concept of it, yes. My grandmother has old newspapers about it. That he had the idea, went to the president about it, and so on and so forth. Now it's a wild one. I'm like, it's not about me, it's about my family lineage, but it's something. It's definitely something. So anyways, this is this room. Now this room actually went through different variations. This is the cooling chamber room. Super, super fun. So originally, right, it was just going to be something like this, but also no middle platform. So, and what was supposed to happen is they were just going to have... It was just going to be buckets hidden, like you saw buckets hidden down here, and then just powdered snow just on the edges of these blocks, just scattered. And what they were originally going to have to do, because I thought would be very funny, is they would each only get 1 powdered snow. And I thought you could shift on powdered snow. And what they were going to have to do is make a 2x2. And if they could shift, let's use actual snow blocks for this. If they were able to shift, right, it would just be them doing this the entire way across. Just over and like this or like this with player collision, just a 2x2, and it's just back and forth. But with powdered snow, you can't shift on it, so I'm like, well, I have to do something else, and well, the parkour making the bridge became the thing. Good thing I did it this way, just because, and I added a checkpoint in the middle because Eloise was having a rough time trying to get across. Which turned out to be very, very funny. Now then, next portion. Compared to how I watched Beck Ilscon do it. Yes, so that was the behind the scenes, like that was the original idea. There was not going to be any center platform. There was no checkpoint. It was just going to be here to there. But I kind of tried it that way with the testing group and making them just have the small minimum blocks, and one it just took really long. And also, if you fell, right, because you couldn't shift, and you were like here, you'd have to go all the way back. And so it was just very, very rough. So that's the start. And then you have this point where originally there was a powdered snow block here. And if you have your boots on, you don't hold it. And then you have to shift here to get to the fourth part. Now, this is the room that I had the most difficult time with. And that's because of how convoluted this idea is. So again, this takes this room, or technically these 4 rooms, take inspiration from Destiny 2. More specifically, I'm actually going to show you all the video. I'm going to actually pull up Datto, and Datto's explanation for this. So this comes from Salvation's Edge. Okay, I'm going to pause the music real quick. We're gonna watch some Datto clip here and there. This is Datto, one of Destiny 2's like biggest content creators in the scene's been doing Destiny 2 for so long. But this raid is Destiny 2's most recent raid, and it ended the Light and Darkness saga, which basically started in D1. So it's been like over a 10-year experience for this story to end here. Okay. So for Destiny, there's different raid rooms, basically different mechanics you have to do. Like, Destiny has one central mechanic, okay? And then because of that, over time, like, each raid has one special gimmick about it. And throughout each room, it kind of builds into adapts so you can get into the boss fight, like the actual boss fight, and go through it. So we'll watch the intro, and then we're going to skip to Encounter 3, because that's basically what this is. So basically, this entirety for Salvation's Edge goes through. So pretty much in this raid, you start in Encounter 1, where you have to just get from point A to point B without dying. And is this one? Yes, it is. So you get to this point, and you basically have these the entire gimmick, right, is triangle, circle, square, or diamond, sphere, cube. Okay. It is basically running through at the start and kind of connecting lines, like your tether points here and there. So you pretty much run through and you step on a little like power line. It like charges up a system. You run through around this room and you basically fight these heartbeat, basically the Vex, which is what these enemy types are called, into a more difficult scenario, right? they're harder. They hurt more because this is contest mode. So it's kind of crazy. And you have to do it within a time frame. If you don't do it within a time frame, you get wiped. You get force wiped. So that's encounter 1. Encounter 2, same thing. You basically need to get a bunch of resonance for damage. You then do a full melee boss fight encounter for the Herald. And you keep repeating the process over and over. You basically have to match shapes to what you see, and so on and so forth. Encounter 3, again, same thing. You just kind of connect your lines here and there while trying to get before the final shape looming. Basically, the final shape was the witness absorbing the light and using it as one massive weapon. And so every time a encounter started, this countdown started again. The countdown reset after each encounter, but basically you had a timer while this was happening. And so as you go through each room, you kind of just have to scale and connect the lines to each other for encounter 3. Then we get to encounter 4. So you see how there's like timestamps here? For like encounter 1 is from here to here, encounter 2 is here to here, encounter 3 is here to here. This is encounter 4. From 1930 to 38 minutes, about 20-minute explanation of this encounter. Because it goes like this. You enter into this white room, and you have versions of yourselves. Okay? When the timer starts, there's also this massive screen in the background of different shapes. These shapes tie into the colors of the room, and I'll explain why. So you go into this room, and you have circle, square, triangle, right? And there's different statues you have to take. When the thing starts, half the team gets separated into one room and half the team gets separated into a different room. You just get randomly picked. So that's where that part comes into play about everyone getting separated. So one half gets split and they can see what's here on this little triangle back wall. The other half gets teleported and they can see 3-dimensional shapes: square, cube, sphere, pyramid, right? And now it's not loading. There it is. So as you see, they're calling out in order: circle, square, triangle, right? So what you have to do is you have to take your piece, whatever it is, kill some ads, right? You then have to a mob drops, right? You drop a mob, like when you fight a certain enemy, you can kill it. It's like a knight, and it drops one of the shapes. You have to grab that and put that shape not to the shape that it matches, but a shape that your teammate calls out separately. It doesn't have to be matching. So like, for example, they claim square, they're going to run it over to square for this one, and they're going to dissect it. And now the dissected square now became a cylinder. You work with a lot of different 3-dimensional shapes here. See, and now you dissect that one because of the order, and you put them in different orders to pull them back out. And basically, this is what it is, all right? You see wall of shapes of one player. One player sees 3 different shapes, right? The Shadow Realm of player 1 can see these shapes. Player 1 statue, player 2 statue, player 3. Each player calls out what they can see. You have to find what they don't see. Right? Now, I can't do this mechanic. See, so like, for example, if player 1, actually, I'll let Dado explain it just because it makes it easier. Yep. Yep. And the circle player's in a different room, and so that's the only way they can get the circle is by passing it to their statue. Yes. Yep. And then you... Squares get all the squares, triangle get all the triangles. Yes. In a square. And in a circle player wants a triangle in a square, okay? Right? You understand that. Right? So I can't just do shapes, and I can't just do like this I can't do this mechanic in Destiny. It's not possible. Right? So the way this works, right, is that each room has different colors. And you see the colors here, and the reason why you see the colors is because you have blindness. There's a reason for the blindness. Right? So this room has pink, yellow, purple, red, and light blue. Right? The room below it has light blue, green, gray, light gray, black. This room has gray, cyan, brown, light green, white. And this room has blue, orange, red, pink, and light green, or lime green. The goal of finding and getting organized isn't by just calling out, hey, I have 2 forwards. It's by finding who you don't match a color with. Because everyone else matches a color in some way, shape, or form. I was also mean with this, and cyan, dark blue, and light blue are all in here. And what was funny is both, I think it was Owen, Scott, and Beck all just said blue. When in reality, it's dark blue, cyan, light blue. And so the goal to get organized was to find what shape or color, aka your shape, that you didn't match with. And you had it on this back wall here or in front of you to see who was who. Because once you entered, server lag, hold on, you get blindness and you can't see anything. Also means you can't sprint jump. That's why on the back wall, you can then call out your colors here. And once you organize your colors, you can be like, okay, so how this basically worked was that bottom left was with top right, and bottom right was with top left. Makes it pretty easy and pretty simple. But of course, they all decided to brute force it and be like, okay, who is 3 blocks forwards? And everyone just went 3 blocks forward still. And the reason why I did it, and I did it this way, right, is because I didn't want them to be like, okay, you're 3 blocks forwards, now you're 4 blocks to the left, or 1 block up. You can see everything here. The main idea, right, was for them with give infinite. The main idea, right, was for basically, since you can't see as far, is for everyone to take turns calling out what to do. And they leapfrog back and forth between each other, which is how the actual mechanics work. Is because once you get in, you transfer your shapes back and forth to each other because you take the shapes and make different shapes out of them. It's very convoluted, and I knew doing this would be much of a problem to someone who doesn't realize this. So, for example, if Owen was to walk 2 blocks forward, right, because this was Owen's room, he can then be like, okay, now what? And then whoever's standing here can be like, okay, you have to walk 3 blocks forward. And then they walk 3 blocks forward. And like, okay, I can see that you go 2 to the left. Owen goes 2 to the left. Then Owen can see more where they have to go. And they're like, okay, you come 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and then 1 forward. And then up, and then left all the way to the wall. And then they go up to the wall, and then Owen follows. And each room backtracks enough. / effect clear that like they can see each other. Like you can see within radius and like within range of each other how far you have to go. But of course it was a little too much, and that was on me. Next time I do something like this, it'll be easier. For them not to crash. I think in the video what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to show a montage of all of them dying really quickly and then just cutting to the point of them being like, well, here's the ending of them all getting through. Because again, it's on a design error. It's on me. I didn't think it would be that difficult, but again, difference in mindset. I think it was also frustrating is that when you do die, you do get reset, and so you have to kind of die with your teammate to get back. But the benefit is that when you finish it, your effect clears and you can guide your teammate out from the top. So you can fully tell your teammate where to go from like a above layer on each floor. But you learn from your mistakes. You learn from. I think that it was still a good room. I think maybe without the blindness would have been a bit better. But again, I wanted them not to just being like brute force it. But I think just because of the blindness was a bit much for what it was. I think without the blindness, I also didn't want them just to be like, I'm here, I can just sprint jump and skip the other portion of it. And so like, it's a very weird room to balance. I think I have ideas that I can do something similar to this using the color matching system, but differently and make it a bit more fun. But then we get to the final room. This room was very simple. Find 4 buttons. And what I did here originally, of course, was there was them being the same call did them a lot more than the blindness. Yes, but like they needed to be in the same call. Like that's them being in separate calls means it's just more of like it kind of just breaks the system in a way, right? Because if this was IRL and you all got separated and you were over by like walkie-talkie and such, you can't really just be like, I'm just gonna jump into a different VC. And so that kind of was needed. But with that being said, we get into the last room. And the last room, again, was just 4 buttons. This was very simple. Plays into just a very find the button moment. And every chest, every barrel that you see out in the open was all red herring. There was nothing in them. All the books were just for decoration, and they moved all the books, but you know what? Perfectly fine. The actual hint I had, of course, that I said in stream, was that I left you a paper trail. And that's because all the paper on the floor actually led to the different location of them. So let's go to each one real quick. So first off, we have this one, which is actually quite funny. This one I enjoyed a lot, because this is basically like the automatic... It's the system that turns itself off. Like, it pushes the off button. It's the box that turns itself off, so when you flip the lever, it turns itself off again. The goal for this one is that you have to actually... If you're doing it with 2 people, fast enough. If you do it with 1 person from the top, it's very easy. You just have to right-click very, very fast afterwards to get it. So there's just a barrel back here with it. Pretty simple. The next one was here, a little pixel perfect gap, because it looks like normal stone. But if you come this way, a little blast furnace, I had a button in there. Nice and easy. We then get, I'm actually going to save that one for last. We then get to this one, which is a more niche Minecraft mechanic, but shulker boxes are normal blocks as they are. They function as perfectly standard blocks. So, that only is until you open them. And so a fun little thing you can do is if you hold space or W after you open a shulker, you fall through it, and then you can just walk through. And you have that little fun mechanic. So it's just a fun, like, design-wise to it. There's also another way of doing it where if you get, like, a scaffolding, and, like, a shulker, and you place this, and you get, like, another block, and you place the shulker upside down, there is, like, a way of doing it. I think you also need, like, a slab, maybe. Or was it a wall? There's like a weird, like more niche version of this, to where like you can do this, and then it's like you place a shulker box like this way, and you get like a wall or something, and you do this. Yeah, you see. It's very, very niche. It's very weird. But you can get pushed underneath it, and then afterwards you can get like something else to go through. Right? Like that's how that one works. So you have that one, which of course I knew as soon as I said Blackstone button, and someone was like, well, that's a Blackstone button, you can't break that button. There's there. And then we have this one. This one was my favorite, just because it's mean. This is a throwback to the Western escape room that I did, where there was a trapdoor on top of a chest. And you open it, you're like, oh, wow, a chest, there's nothing in it. And the reason why is that even though you can look down here and your first instinct is to look there, there's a chest under the chest. And you can't see it unless you basically are actually looking for it. Because it is the tiniest of pixels. Hello, Velvet. And because of that, that's the one that you can see. It's very, very evil. But it's funny. Because, as you saw, well, there's nothing in there. It was underneath the chest, under the chest. So quite a funny thing. And then afterwards, you press them all, and it... so that's it. And this is just a very simple redstone thing. Basically, all of this just pushes down a redstone block, which then pushes this here, which unlocks the repeater, which means the redstone torch can go through, which then pushes the blue glass over the red glass, which then changes color, yippee, and then it instantly plays the music disc. And then as you saw, Owen went to go fight the Ender Dragon, and Beck and Eloise ran off into the distance, and Scott went to go get spaghetti bolognese and go eat food. And that's the ending. But I think overall it is a very good escape room. I'm very happy how it turned out. I think the only thing I would change is the fourth room slightly. Maybe not add the blindness, and if they brute force it, they brute force it. On your project record. And I'm very happy for it. But now, that is over. That is the escape room. We got something important to focus on. We got Block Wars to focus up on, chat. Oh, it's on your own. It's not like it's honestly, it's Redstone isn't super complicated. It's more or less just understanding how it works. And trying to make sure that you can understand every single like portion of it. But with that being said, blocks away and I'm out. Literally, it's just redstone, which I think is 16 blocks. And it's just a repeater. Not too complicated. Fair enough. All right, well, let me go. Let me change this thing. Your information. Training. Oh. Block Wars Brawl. Theme title updated. But yeah, I think overall, like genuinely, it's a very, like I'm very happy for it as an escape room. And I think the video is going to be very fun. I'm trying to figure out how I want to get it to be played. Like the pacing, if you will, for it. Because like it's 2 hours. I don't want to do a 2-hour video. Right, I don't want to just put all 2 hours in there. So I think what I'll do is all the funny moments I'll keep in, and then I'll keep like some of the in-between segments of like them figuring it out, finding like connecting a piece to it. But all like the in-between portions that nothing's really happening. Dark. Work on that from there. All right, chat. So here's the thing with keeps Owen. I will keep the crash out. I will keep Owen's crash out. I'll probably do like little pause moment and be like, so this room was a little complicated and it ended up with a crash out. And I'll show Owen's crash out, and then I'll be like, so we're just gonna skip to the point. So we're just gonna show all the points everyone died, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so the thing with hello, team, dude, I am whiffing my hits. I'm whiffing my hits right now. Oh, that's why. Hold on, my cord just got stuck. That's why my mouse cord got caught on one of the back components of my monitor. A bingo card for I saw in the general what y'all did. Yeah, I did. All right, chat. But anyways, Block Wars. So here's the thing. Our team has a like decent chance of getting in. I'm not getting in, like doing well. Like it has a pretty decent chance of like actually competing, even though we are like the underdog team, we're estimated to get like last place. We honestly have a good position of playing it, of like doing semi decent. And that is primarily because of we aren't like on the biggest gap of knowledge, because we're able to play it in an unofficial invitational, right? Oh, ad. I'll wait for the ad. You. What was I saying? Are we done with ads? We good with ads? Yeah, that was done. Our team overall has a decent chance of winning strictly because we've all have like good team chemistry. We've all played in a event. The main thing we have to all focus on though for our team is, oh, we all tied. That's crazy. Is PvP. Just because every team is an absolute insane PvP team, and that most likely means the PvP games are going to be the ending, the last few bits, how they usually are: extraction, battle, even party with the Pulsar game. They all like deal with PvP to some degree. So what we have to do, right, is practice more PvP, which I've done before. Actually, we'll probably just go to the PvP bot afterwards and practice like crit and bow and crossbow practice for a bit. Because genuinely, we have a good, like, we're making strats. We have a whole, we're writing out documents. We're VOD reviewing. We're like these next 10 days are entirely going to be, specifically for the training. Oh, there it is. Hello, Galaxy, and we need to just get our PvP back up because, like, my movement's decent. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes I did. We have another bingo. Yes, you have another time to develop a bingo card. Like, my movement is good, my PvP is good, but it needs to be better. And like, movement is entirely like, there's no movement game where it is like full focus is well, I'm just throwing right now. My movement and my movement PvP are okay, are good to an extent. I need to focus more on my critting because in a lot of instances I'm not going to be able to combo. So I need to work on crits. I need to work on my aim for crits way more. And I think I have a way of doing that. Actually, once this game's over, I'm actually going to switch to Moderinth real quick. So let me open up Moderinth. We're going to a nice little PvP bot. And we're going to be just chatting on and practicing PvP accuracy. Because I need to get back into the swing of this. Thank you, teammate. Oh, well, hold on. Oh? I accidentally tabbed out because I opened up Moderns and opened up the actual... Oh, I'll take... What is that for? I'll take 4. Let me leave. Oh, leave. So what I need to do, this. There it is. I need to train PvP and primarily just work on my critting. Yeah. Slash jump reset. I don't need to worry about jump resetting. Okay, cool. And start. Slash effect. Yeah, cool. So entirely, I just need to work on making sure I can crit. And why I have speed on is because it makes me need to focus more. And so we are going to just work on crits, really. Because I know I can combo enough, but I need to be able to get into a position where I am this close to someone and I can still hit my... Still hit my stuff. Because right now, even with speed, I'm whiffing a little bit, and that's why I can't. Also, we can use this guy to practice crossbow hits. And so that's pretty much all we're gonna do really is just this for a little bit. And I am excited. Liam is cooking up order up strats. Because Liam is cooking up that strat for it. Actually, yes, that has been redeemed, yes. Because, like, there's only... Like, I'm thinking about there's only one full PvP game. Which is Battle. Battle is the only PvP game, I think. With the crop-based game. Yeah, that's why. One. What's that 40? Why does it sound like I'm hitting? It's almost like I'm... Oh, that's why. There we go, now I'm not locked, moving right. I'll just whiff. The other thing I need to learn, chat, is with critting, I don't need to be so close to someone to crit them. Like, I can be 1 to 2 blocks away and still get a crit. at 2.4. Like, I can... Surely... Crazy statement. I know. Crazy. Also, think about 22 months. It's crazy how it's almost it's been 2 years. Everything in 2 months. I know. Crazy. You know what? Let's... What are we on right? Let me... We're on medium. Let's go hard. I need to train at a higher level. Yeah, I'm probably going to... If I train at a higher difficulty, that basically means I'm always going to lose. That means in an event where it's not like perfect accuracy, I have a slightly better chance of not whiffing my hit, because this time I have to be actually precise. So as long as I'm trading the hit, I'm happy with it. How far are they? They're hitting me about 2 blocks each, yeah. Also with speed does not help because of movement, but that's fine. I keep hitting on my way up and not on my way down. There's 1 crit at least. Yeah. It's crazy though of like how it's also forcing me to try to crit faster, which is messing up my timing, but like it's gonna muscle memory wise, it'll help. Because right now I'm just doing knockback hits, or my charge is not fully swung for it. Up, up, up. Yeah, if I do this every single day for like an hour or 2, I think I'll be in a good place. But I do really need to practice crossbow, though. Crossbow is going to be like the one thing that everyone needs to practice on our team. Not to spam click. It's hard. It's also not helpful that I'm running speed and such, but it's for aim. It's called faster movement, means you have to guide your mouse across more. Also, I want to see something. What is my DPI? I'm on 900. I turn that on. I just want to see if I turn down the if I turn down the 8. How does that feel? That feels fine, actually. Yeah, they're hitting with me within the 2 block range of... See, speed makes a big difference entirely just because I now have easier tracking. Because it's not like I'm dealing with movement and they're dealing with movement. If you want to go crazier on like making sure you can track your hits, you just go to like speed 4. Again, I'm just trying to trade hits with the spot. I'm not really worrying so much about trying to combo because again, in a crate, you're going to... You're not going to combo as much as you can in a fight like Arena, or not Arena Battle. Hello, you're up. Up. Cool. Whew. That is a lot, but it is helpful though. Stay on hard. Best tap. No reset. Cool. And then here I know I'm gonna get. Yeah, what this is going to force me to do is need a hit sooner. Because the bot always hits you when you're in a 2-block range, so you have to actually more than a 2-block range, which is kind of crazy. Like, the bot hits you at the perfect distance of where you want to be, which is almost impossible for me to do that, especially when the bot is trained to S-tap. And the reason why I have the numbers on my screen, it tells me how far the bot's hitting me. Which again, it's always around a 2-block range. Which most players are not going to consistently hit at a 2-block range. So it gives me a little bit more of leeway. I don't know, I have this weird mindset. It's like, if I want to train to be at the level of what I'm going up against, I need to train higher and more difficult than what the players can do. AKA fight bots on hard difficulty. Fight bots at like in crazy range. That's basically not humanly possible when it comes to hard difficulty. Like, pretty much fight tier 1 PvPers. It feels like asking for punishment. It basically is. You're putting yourself through a position where it's like you're going to most likely lose in 99% of the times. And those few times that you actually land a hit, it doesn't really matter, but over time, it does help. It's like you make progress 1% each day. Like, this is helping me, like, train both getting crits in sooner, as well as, like, understanding knockback, when to disengage, when to jump in and engage. Like, there's different routes for it. Hello, Ian. Here, I'm gonna practice crossbows in a little bit. Training is going good. My aim actually has gotten better since I started already. Like, my crosshair is constantly on the bot. I'm not able to get my hits in because the bot's always hitting at 2 blocks. But it does help. Right. Let me practice crossbows. I just need quick charge 3. Alright. How this is gonna work is a big game of keep away. It's called can I hit the bot while it's charging at me? Because the bot kind of strays back and forth slightly, so I need to know. Now, I wish the bot could shoot the crossbow at me, but it can't, unfortunately. But again, this just lets me work on aim with an enemy that's charging towards me 24/7. It can't. Unfortunately, no, it can't. It's not coded. Probably there'd be a way to be, but just this one doesn't. Which honestly, I'm fine with. Oh, what's up? I just want to. Okay. There also is slight latency. Also, Insta, thank you for the tier 2 at 13 months. I appreciate it. There's 2 hits. Gotta run. Wait, hold on. Up. Yeah, I think the best way to practice this though would be go into like a private MCCI customs with my team and just work on crossbow shots. But for now, this is just a good way to practice aim. Ugh. Like, I'm trying to predict a robot, an AI's pattern. Is not the best. I have an official math exam tomorrow, and I'm only tired today, so I'll see you guys. Yep. Bye, and thank you for stopping on by, and good luck with your exam. One. I'm trying to see how fast I can fire these. That one flew through. Okay, like 2 of those flew through the bot, but that's fine. That one, okay, a lot of these are flying through the robot, but that's fine. So luckily it's quick charge 3, and that's what's on extraction. One. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, dead. 1, 1, dead. 1, 2. If you're wondering why I'm counting extractions, it's 4 arrows to kill someone, because you get 1 arrow is 1 life. So if I hit 4 times in a row in quick succession, that means I can kill someone way quicker in that game. Just a lot of arrow spray. Dead. Some of these arrows are flying through the bot, so I can't accurately tell if my shot's always on. Like I had to hit him dead center in the chest, which is fine, but it can also possibly be 5 if they get the heart on the right or left side. Can I stop whiffing my hits? That one should have hit. Yeah, we need a cheer. Well, it's purple and phantom, so y'all can think of something. Okay, cool. Alright, let's head back over to MCCI. Good little warm up. MCCI. Yeah, chat, I'm excited. I'm excited for Block Wars, and I'm also excited for MCC because MCC happens end of this month. Ugh. No. Alright, back to battle we go. First and next month, but it's towards the end of this month because of TwitchCon. I am excited. What? Crossbow. I gotta just constantly use the crossbow. Making time for a 5 a.m. MCC. Yep, that's gonna be so great. Can only use crossbow, nothing else. Besides extra util. Magnum 1, that's speed, okay. Hello? Yeah, that's fair. I got them all low. Technically, another one should have been my kill, but that's fine. Yeah, 5 a.m. wake up call. Yippee. I'm curious what they're gonna do for the Creo card stuff, if they do it again, and they give up the, like, Mega Chicken, like last time. I am curious. Surely Chicken Jockey. Well, like, I'm curious on... How many arrows I got? 6. How'd that miss? That's fine. The arrow went right through him. Cards too, I'm so happy. I'm excited too. Apparently, I think I read an article the other day about both, like, the tariffs going down, which means it might not be an additional charge, hopefully. Or if there is, it'll probably be lower. And my arrow bounced off my team. That's another thing I wish didn't happen, is that arrows just did not bounce off teammates. Because, like, you hit an arrow and then it just bounces off of them. Roll back almost every country in talks for others. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, they paused the tariff war. From the US will lower the maximum tariff rate on China's imports from 145% to 30%, including a 10% baseline levy plus 20% levy. China reduces its 125 tariff to 10%. So, 90-day pause. Can we get those Creo cards for the next 90 days? Please and thank you. For weeks at this point. It's very frustrating. I would just like them to be down, just so I don't have to pay more money for the cards. And Creo Company can actually make a profit from what they're doing. So we can get more MCC cards in the future. Please and thank you. Oh, okay. There you go. I was like... Yay, 4-piece. All I'm saying, if the Creo cards do well, and they figured it out, and they get all their stuff, and they make good profit, that means MCC can make a second round of Creo cards. New game, new stuff. And jumped over my thing. Hello? Oh, I'm getting chased down by 2 other people while my teammates just ran by. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy though with the Block Wars thing though, right, chat? Because I'm versing Purpled. I'm versing my coach from Rising. The student now must face the master in the sense. Oh, from where? That was a clean hit by me, I must say. Did I chuck it at least? I think I did, right? I did. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. We're good. I'm just mainly trying to use crossbow right now, even though it's entirely a sword environment. Not really trying to use my sword. Which is fine. Like, in battle, because this heavy of a PvP team, like a PvP comp, I would not expect them. Like, it'd be so weird if they didn't do battle. So, like, I'm trying to figure out... Like, I'm also thinking, like, team composition-wise, if we run Fairy, Totem Master, Summoner, Skeleton, Scout again. That was the battle comp we ran last time. I don't know how good that, or like how useful that is though. Huh? You're lagging like crazy. Well, that was a nice little clutch by my part. Oh, that last crit should have hit, but just ping difference. Oh well. Teammate, just place it. Place it. He doesn't know how. That's a new player. That's a brand new player to Minecraft. Shipping is June. Well, there's an email, and they said it might get pushed back, so you don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if they've actually, like... Dude, why do my arrows keep bouncing back at me? Like, it's hitting an invisible, like, block or something. Oh, why? That just... I got stuck on the ladder. I got stuck on the ladder. I really wish if you do this, you like if you're holding W, you don't continue to go up the ladder when you're holding W like that. It's rough, but oh well. Really, I'm just trying to get bow stuff, so I'm not too worried. Bow and crossbow, that's all I need to practice. Would be putting an up movement. Well, technically they do, well, it's not even, it technically is an up movement. There technically is an up movement because of... No, I mean, like, it is an up movement, because technically if there's no up movement, ladders wouldn't make you go upwards just by holding W or a space. Because W is just forwards. See, if I walk into this wall, I'm not going up. There has to be a ladder here to make me go up. So there has to be, like, something? Where did you come from? My teammates are blind as a bat. I'm sorry. Like, what are y'all doing running into their spawn and not actually doing anything? Oh my gosh. But separate key for still going up thing would be rough. I mean, yes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying ladder should only have movement. I should not go up ladder if I'm looking sideways. You know what I mean? Like, I should not be getting a ladder movement just by doing this. Like, it's common, but for most ladders, you don't just do that. That's what I'm saying. Hello? Game? You know what? Fair enough. Even though my 2 swords were within a 2-block range and they just did not register, fair enough. They're trying. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh. I just gotta lock in. First time, yeesh. Yep. I mean, like on average, it'd be a 20% increase. I don't know if it's at total or individually or what, but that is the average point for it. We're gonna go into Sky Battle. Server lag's bad today. I don't know why it's this bad. Those sharks. It's not even me, it's just a server. I'm actually gonna look up something real quick. I need to look something up real quick. Hold on. I'll look at it. I'll look for it later. There's another Minecraft like dual like PvP server. That isn't Legacy. That I was trying to find, and I'm forgetting what the name is of it. Hoplite? No, not Hoplite. Like, it's a separate server. I was watching Pilly play on it the other day, but I forget what it's called. Legato or cat account? It was Pilly's alt account. I believe it was Pilly's alt account. Also, Pilly Gatto and cat account are the same thing. Pilly's always a cat. He's just cat. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I need to stop. I keep swinging too fast and I start whiffing my hits. I need to slow down my left clicks a little bit. PvP Club? Maybe it was recent. I know that. Let me see if I can find it. No, but that's just a random Twitch stream. That's Twitch Rivals. Don't need Twitch Rivals. Gosh dang it. Okay, well. Hey, behind us, teammates. What to say? Why is my knockback not knockbacking? If you could possibly that, then yes. That one. Medieval gladiator, yes, that. I'm just gonna be dead here, yeah. I wish my axe hit and I decided not to pull out my sword for some reason. IP, thank you. Alright, cool. Bub. Let's see. Club. mcpvp.club. Cool. Yep, this is the one. Uh, oh, Duvid, welcome on in, Raiders. We're just doing some Block Wars Brawl practice. And so oh, server lag. I'm moving my hits a little bit, but that works. Yeah, thank you for the raid. What are y'all up to? What were you doing for stream? Oh, game, can my hits register, please? That would be great. Also, this dude takes like no knockback for some reason, but fair enough. I'm stuck in ads right now, but I gotta hit ads for stream. Thank you, David. Oh, lemons? That's funny. You can do bridge. That's cool. Oh, lemons? I see. Lemons. Don't know if it's like on or not. Damn that. Hybrid. They're one of the hybrid citruses. They are. They are a hybrid citrus. Yeah, I'll win this fight because of the trades. He's gonna turn around and try to hit me at once. Yep. Yeah. Oh, you can manage a party. Oh, this will actually be real. Hold on. Can I? So okay, so what's nice is we're trying to figure out a way for all of us to actually like play. Um, like just standard like crossbow and bow practice with each other and such. And this might just be the way to do it. Because we need bow practice, we need crossbow practice, because out of every... You have battle, you have extraction. At least one of those, or if not, most likely both of them are going to be played. And then you have the crossbow minigame, which is 3. There's 3 different aspects where crossbow slash bow is involved. Or PvP, for that matter. What games did I not play? I don't think we played... hold on. Game-wise... Block Wars Wiki. We played... I don't know if we... Hold on. Okay. So I think the only two games that we did, I know it's a black screenshot, but also the only two. Yeah. I think the only two games that we didn't play were congrats on Blockers, right? Thank you, Sty. Uh, or I think Construction, which is Construction is a speed building minigame where teams must replicate builds as fast as possible. Each team is given five plots, each one for each player. There's a plot surrounded a central plot. Players can select which plot they want before the game starts, but they cannot undo once the players must replicate the builds shown on the center plot on their own plot. Once completed, they can also build on their teammates' plots. We didn't do this, which I don't know if this is still in the game or not. I don't believe it is. And then there was Turf Wars. Oh wait, no, this is. Oh no, this was Shockwave. So that was the finale before Shockwave. So the only game we didn't play was Construction. But I don't know if that's still in the game or not. I'm not sure. Because right now the only other games that have PvP are Battle, Extraction, technically Spleef, but Spleef is more movement. And Party, which Party has Photon. That's the word, Photon. Which is basically just a big, like, team-based free-for-all. So ultimately, we need to break down. We need to work on our crossbow. Like, more than anything, we have to practice crossbow. Because if not, we're gonna get in a really bad position. Because if the party game, has Photon in it, that's one entire game of crossbow that if we don't practice, we'll just get rolled in. Extraction is massive, and we really need to do well on that. So we have to get our crossbows at least not perfected, because 10 days isn't enough for like perfect practice, but like a solid consistency. Because everything else at that point is just team-based indiv. Like, you're focused on individually helping yourself and your team. There's nothing else with the other teams. So I think there are 8 mini games. I think out of the 8, I think Battle and Extraction are in. I think Order Up's probably in. Trailblazers is most definitely in. Maybe Spleef. I think Race. Possibly Blintz Hunt. Maybe it is just going to be Battle, Blitz. Oh, also Lunge. This isn't updated, so there's no Lunge in here. I think Lunge will also be in the rotation. Lunge is PvP, but it's not. Yeah, this wiki's not updated. It's not in. It's in rotation. I think it will be because it's a new game. But Lunge is PvP, but it's not. It's like you fight other teams to try to get into the. It's almost like playing Bridges, which is a like get to the end corners type of game. And so really trying to stick. So with how heavy this comp is in PvP, I think unless they want to be really, really funny, and they don't do all the PvP games, most likely there will be Extraction, Battle, Lunge, and those are 3 PvPS games. You then throw in like Blitz Hunt. You then throw in Order Up. You then throw in Race, and you get Trailblazers, and that's our team composition lineup. Or they don't do that, or they rotate something like Order Up out for Party. I don't know if they'll do that or not. I think for blue, they'll keep Order Up in. Very interesting. I'm not too sure, but we will see. But for now, we're gonna leave it at, we're gonna leave it at that for today. We're not gonna burn ourselves out too much. I'm gonna do some for kills as a defender rather than attacker. I don't believe so. Hold on. Block Wars Lunge. So scoring is 3 points. I don't think it's that much. I think it might, maybe. Hold on. Can I get the document that basically breaks down the games? No? Okay, I'll probably have to get that else from somewhere else. But until then, chat, we're going to call it there for today. A simple stream. Nothing too crazy. I mean, you know what? We're gonna raid into Gracie. We haven't raided into Gracie in a while. So / raid Gracie. They are playing some Project Winter with a huge group. So it's fun joining on the raid. You can leave right on after when you need to. But thank you all again, chat. There's the raid message. I'll be doing pretty much for now until Block Wars Battle, training, grinding out streams, and off-camera grinding as well for practice. But thank you again, chat. You all have been awesome, amazing, and wonderful. Remember, abolish your regret. I will see you all next time.